Alright, so the main point of this video is really so I learned what you guys think about this woman. Who the heck is she? Where does she come from? What are all of her powers, I guess? I don't know. But, I mean, if you've seen the episode, then that's why you're here. You want to know who the heck this woman is. My initial thought, and I'm sure a lot of people who come across this are going to think the same thing, or have already thought the same thing, it's Yang's mother. And I think the reason that that's a really big speculation is because it's like that in TV. When someone says like, "Oh, I know I have this person who is alive, maybe, but gone," and you always assume they're alive. They're gone. They're doing something. I don't know where the heck they are, or whatever. And then that specific person is suddenly in danger or about to really get killed off, and then they just happen to get saved by this random person out of nowhere. You just have to think like, I mean, honestly, this woman came out of nowhere. She came out of a portal, and she could have saved Weiss. She didn't save Weiss, but she saved Yang. So, that's why I was thinking that, like, she came out of nowhere, she saved Yang. They were in a tunnel on a train, going however fast that train was going, fast enough to drop a bunch of bombs and keep going. So, she can see or do something. She knows when Yang is in danger. Possibly, all speculation, but maybe she was watching Yang. Maybe it is her mother. Or maybe it's someone else. A lot of people have ideas like maybe it's Blake's mother because she, has like the katana and stuff like that, which is probably possible. A lot of people mention how she had like a grim skull on her face. For anyone who thinks that, it's not a grim skull, it's just a grim mask. It's just the white fang, like how Adam, really, that's a perfect example. Now, he's someone I have to talk about in this video. He has a mask too, and everyone in the White Fang does. And Blake even talks about that with Sun in, I believe it was episode 4 of this season, and she's like, people considered us evil and stuff, so we don the mask of Grim. They aren't grim. It wasn't a grim skull on her face. She just had a super epic grim mask on her face. So that wasn't a skull. So anyone who thought like maybe she found a way to keep Grim bodies there or something like that, that's not what that was. It was just a mask on her face. It was just painted and designed to look that way. But it definitely looked epic. Like, her entire design was amazing. And another speculation, like I said, some people think it's Blake's mother. Some people think she may just have a natural connection to Adam because she's like another samurai character, which she easily could, because as I mentioned, the mask on her face is a Grim mask. And granted, I think technically anyone could get that in the RWBY universe. Typically speaking, we've only seen it done by the White Fang, and so, based on that knowledge, only the White Fang really use them, unless you're kind of just hiding your face for whatever reason. Now, she could be tied to the White Fang. That doesn't necessarily mean it's not Yang's mother. She could easily be in the White Fang for a million reasons. Like, we just don't know why Yang's mother left. So, like, who knows? I don't know. So, it's the real question as to who she is and what are all of her abilities. I mean, like, that was her I have to assume that was her semblance, was being able to create portals and walk through them. But her actual power, like, she had basically, it was like a Gatling gun worth of options in that thing full of elements. Like, it went through the entire color spectrum. And I don't know if that means there are multiple forms of the elements where you can, I don't know, I guess combine them or something, or if it's like a lesser form, like maybe you can actually just shoot out water if you wanted to instead of having it as ice or something, or like make it mist maybe, or you like swing and just like mist shoots out or something. I don't know, but that was amazing. I'm not even like, honestly, I just want to know who she is more than what her powers are at this point. But my speculation is that she is Yang's mother because of what I said. Like, it's just that mystery character. She easily could have saved Weiss. She could have come in at any point during this entire fight scene, boom, 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 taking the people out and done. But she came in at the last minute, and of all the people she saved Yang, because Weiss was definitely in, chopped in half mode almost when the guy threw up in the air and he was about to swing that chainsaw into her, and we didn't see her come in and block the chainsaw and knock that guy out. She came in to save Yang. She freaked Neo out and she took off, and then she just, boom, cut a portal, and she kind of stood there. She looked back at Yang, and then she walked through the portal, and that was it. So I really do think it's Yang's mother. I mean, they don't really look alike. Like she's not like, well, not that you have to. It's not like she has to have blonde hair or anything. But I just based on that interaction, I feel like it has to be Yang's mother. There are a ton of other valid things. Mostly, I think the other valid thing I've seen was the fact that it could be Blake's mother simply due to the fact that she's in the White Fang, or at least has the mask. Maybe she was a part of it. Maybe she's a spy within it. Maybe she's one of the good people within the White Fang, because you never really know. Like, they're as big as the White Fang is, and once again, speculation, you have to assume it's a very big organization. I'm sure there are still people who stay within the White Fang, but are trying to do things the right way. Like, even though the White Fang is more of a radical group now compared to what it used to be, where it's just, pickets and signs, they attack now. I'm sure there's still pockets of people all over the place, all over the different kingdoms that are still within the White Fang, where it's like, I want to at least know what's going to happen so I can try to stop it somehow. So she could be doing who knows what, like all sorts of crazy stuff within the White Fang. And admittedly, with Blake's backstory, or at least the story she's given us about the White Fang from this Volume 1 finale, that could easily be Yang's mother, and that could be why she left. Because the girls are about the same age, and Blake mentioned that the old leader left, and that's when the new leader came on. During those scenes, they show that Blake was still very, very young when that happened. So it's possible that around that time, or pretty much like right after that happened, that's when Yang's mother took off, and maybe she's a faunus, and maybe that's why she felt like almost like Blake, where Blake is like that driven person. Like, I need to fix the world, and I need to not only stop the White Fang, who's become evil now, but I need to show humans that they can coexist with faunus. And maybe that's how Yang's mother felt. She's just like a billion times more epic and, full samurai mode. But personally, I think it's Yang's mother. I want you guys to, put your ideas down below, all your different speculations, not just who she is, but like, what do you think all of her abilities are? What is the deal with like the giant, spiral of stuff that she had before she pulled out the katana? Do you guys think that possibly combining certain elements somehow gave her the ability to create portals? I highly doubt it, but she did take the time to have that wheel spin, and then she took out the katana. So, at the same time, maybe she knows who Neo is. Like, I'm probably going to go back and look at it now, but I don't know if she stopped on a specific color that was different. Like, if she stopped on anything other than fire, which I don't believe she did. I think it was red that she stopped on. But if she stopped on anything other than that, that would kind of make me think that she does know Neo. But either way, I think it's Yang's mother. Like, I'm sure we probably won't even get an answer to that in season 3, honestly, because I just think she's my favorite character, and that doesn't tend to bode well for me, because as soon as I saw Adam, he was initially my favorite character until this episode, and it was just like, I saw her do like, what, 15 seconds worth of stuff, and then she instantly became my favorite. But it was like, Adam was my favorite character since the trailers, and it was like, I always loved the samurai or ninja based characters. I love Blake, but I just thought Adam was a bit cooler. He was like she's like the ninja of their team, and he was the samurai of that team, and he just seemed cooler. Like, his gun slash katana, like, he could shoot the katana off and hit enemies, and then he would grab it. And just the way he would do it, where he would like sheath the katana every time he did an attack or something, and then like the super crazy attack where he charged up and then like obliterated the thing at the end of that trailer. All that stuff, it just made him my favorite character. And then season 1, nothing, and then we get season 2 or volume 2, and it's like, oh, I got a scribble of him in a book. Like, that's what I got for my favorite character. That's what I got to see all of volume 1 and volume 2. I got like him in a notebook like this big. So odds are she probably isn't going to be in anything until like season 4, if it follows that logic. But I hope we do get a lot of information on her. I know I feel like they have to talk about it. It's too much I feel like that's way too much to skip over. Like, the stuff with Adam, logically speaking, as much as I hate it, it makes perfect sense for the story, because he doesn't have to be connected to Roman exactly. He doesn't have to be in this specific, ordeal with the White Fang. I have to assume that considering what they did in the trailer, they were pretty high up there. Like Blake is very powerful. Adam was sort of her mentor, and considering him obliterating an entire giant robot, I feel like he has to be pretty high up in the ranks as well. So he doesn't have to be in every single ordeal that the White Fang go through. So it makes perfect sense that he wouldn't be in it. But Yang seeing this random woman, knowing that she lost to Neo, that she didn't just magically defeat her or anything, and she got saved by this random woman who didn't wake her up or didn't wait for her to wake up or anything like that. She just saved her life randomly, or she was knocked out, and then she sees her going through a portal. I feel like they have to bring that up. Like Yang's gonna talk to someone about that, even if it's not someone from Team RWBY. She's gonna talk to somebody like, "Hey, this woman, whoever she was, saved my life, and she didn't stay. Like she was there. She could have helped us, probably stop this train, and she just saved my life and then left. I don't know who she is or anything like that." So I feel like it has to come up in Volume 3. It probably won't come up at all in the finale. It might if they do sort of a like the big battle's over type of thing, and then what everyone's gonna kind of do for season 3, what they're gonna try to put as far as these are gonna be the big plot points. They might do it that way, but I feel like they can't really just ignore it in all of season 3. So hopefully we get some answers, but of course I want you guys to put your ideas down below. Who do you think she is? What do you guys think about her character in general? Like, we only know two things: the way she looks and at least one ability that she has. So what do you guys think about what we've seen of her so far? And if you had to name her, what would you name her? Like, if you were able to come up with a name for this character based on either what you guys think, like if it's Yang's mother, it would probably be Xiaolong. I believe that's her last name. But what would you name her just if you had the option? Put your comments down below, and thanks for watching.